But it is that continuation of that task through days, weeks, months that will allow you to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Welcome back to the SHINRA channel. Today we're going to be talking about not letting other people's limiting beliefs or learned helplessness dictate the way that we live our lives and inhibit our growth. So what does this mean? Basically, it's just not allowing other people's beliefs on what they can and cannot achieve and their levels of safety and their requirements to try new things affect the way that you live your life. So recently I've been on a self-discovery journey and trying to understand and realize all the thoughts that I have in my head throughout the day and why I have them, and questioning them and making sure that they are genuine to who I am. I guess that's even more complicated than just that, because who are you without anybody else, right? What would you be doing at this exact moment in time if there were no external influences on your life? And those external influences, unfortunately, family, friends, just our environment in general, place these beliefs on us that, for better or for worse, they're trying to protect us. They think that because it worked for them, because those thought patterns or those beliefs worked for them, that in turn they must work for you because they've seen success in doing these things the way they've been doing them, and they just want the best for you. And ultimately it really does come from a good place where they just want to see you thrive, but are teaching you how to hold yourself back, are teaching you how to try and avoid those negative emotions or avoid the uncomfortable situations that is where true growth and self-discovery happens. Not allowing yourself to question your thoughts and become that version of yourself that you know you want to be, and deep down there's a little voice in there screaming, trying to get out, and it can't because it's being smothered by all these other voices that you've experienced in your life, whether it be your parents or your friends. And allowing that voice to slowly make its way to the surface so that you can start living a more genuine version of your life. So recently I have discovered that most of the things that I'm doing in my life are actually for my safety, are to avoid the negativity and the pain and those growing pains, you know? Anybody who's done anything in their life knows that at the beginning it's not easy, and it's actually the worst as soon as you start. And so if you're thinking about trying something new and you try it, and the first thing you experience is this extreme resistance and this pain to it, then of course with the culture we live in, you're not going to want to continue. But it is that continuation of that task through days, weeks, months that will allow you to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. It will allow you to develop something called distress tolerance, so that the next time you get in that same situation, you're actually just a little bit less uncomfortable about it. And it is very minute, the change in day-to-day trying that activity and doing it again and again. But when you compound that over weeks and months, you start to realize that, wow, and you really do have to reflect as well, which is why journaling helps too. But with that reflection, you realize that I've come a very long way. I am not the same scared, timid, fearful individual that I was when I first started this activity or this task or whatever it was. And I'm actually fairly comfortable in this environment. While it will rarely ever feel comfortable to do the big things like public speaking or giving a presentation on something, or whatever that is for you, right? Whatever that thing that brings you extreme distress. I don't think it will ever become something that's second nature and that you never feel anything about, because the goal should not be to not feel anything. It should be to not allow those negative emotions and feelings to dictate the way that you're going to react in that situation and to the thought about needing to get into and completing that task. So not allowing the people around you and the way that they think to affect you so that you can start living that true version of yourself and being true to you and your values and what you believe. And if you don't know what you believe, this is how you're going to start doing it. You need to put yourself into environments that make you uncomfortable, because growth doesn't happen in a vacuum. Growth isn't going to happen if you just sit down in your room and tell yourself and watch enough videos and read enough books about how to grow. Nothing's going to happen to you because you're not uncomfortable. You're actually very comfortable. And this is actually your mind telling you to do those things because it is the most comfortable way that you feel you're making progress. But you're not making much progress. You can learn as much as you want, but at some point the experience is going to be the thing that takes you over the edge and determines whether you will actually grow or stagnate. So, to sum it up, people around you do have an effect on you, and whether it's your parents or your friends, their influence will be substantial, and it will affect you in ways that you don't even know yet. But that's why I think it's our duty as people, as human beings, to start questioning everything that we've experienced in our lives up to this point and determining what characteristics from my life do I want to take with me into the future, and which ones benefited me in the past and I no longer need to continue acting on. So question yourself about everything. Don't allow other people to hold you back, and definitely don't allow yourself to hold you back. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about that, and I'll see you on the next one.